What's up guys, it's LeetCoder. This is LeetCode 20 valid parentheses. We're given an input string such as this one, and we have to determine if it's valid. It's valid if all of the open brackets are closed and they're closed in the correct order. If we get rid of this last closing bracket, then this input string is no longer valid. It's also not valid if we had, say, another one of these, or perhaps one of these. So it's not enough to just check if all the open brackets have closing brackets. For example, all of these have closing brackets and this is fine. But if this were the case, then it would no longer be fine. So we need to make sure that all open brackets have closing brackets and they're in the right order. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we need some kind of data structure for that. And if you know your data structures, the data structure that works is a stack. Okay, so we can imagine a stack like this. Just imagine a vertical data structure. And as we go through our string, we're just going to add elements and pop them off of the stack. The way a stack works is the first input in is the last input out. Okay, so let's go through our string and let's add elements to the stack as we go. So first we get to the open parenthesis, we add it to our stack, we add it here. Then we get to the open array bracket, we add it to our stack. Then we get to the close array bracket. Since it's a closed bracket, we want to pop off the stack. Now we get to this element, we pop off the stack, we remove this open array bracket. This is our popped element here. And we have to make sure the popped element matches with the close bracket. In this case, it does. Then we get to this final character, this close parenthesis. And again, we pop off the stack, our popped element, and we make sure it matches the current element, and it does. Now let's look at an example that is invalid. So here's a pretty simple example. We're going to go through our string. First character is an open parenthesis. Then we get to this close array bracket. And because it's a close bracket, we actually want to pop off the stack. So we pop off. Now we see if it matches the current character. And it does not. Therefore, we return false. And that's it. All you really have to know is how stacks work and how the order is first in, last out, which is exactly what we need for this algorithm. Before we get to the code, if you found this helpful so far, please give a like and a subscribe because it really helps the YouTube algorithm. And with that said, let's get to the code. Okay, first thing we do is define our stack. So we'll just call it stack. Then we go through for each character in S. Now here's where we do our logic. If the character is an open bracket, we add it to the stack, else we do some other logic. So we need a way to figure out if it's an open bracket. We're going to create a set and call it open brackets. And it's just going to be a set of all of the open brackets here. Okay, so if character is in open brackets, all we do is we append it to the stack. However, if it's not in open brackets, we first pop off of the stack. So we got our popped character here. And then we need to check if popped character is the open bracket of the current character's closed bracket. In other words, if the current character is this, then the popped character must be this. Okay, so how can we do that? Instead of having a set here, we have a dictionary. And each key has a value of its corresponding closed bracket. Okay, syntax looks good. So this is no longer open brackets, really. It's more pairs. Let's rename that. And now we can say if pairs at popped character equals the character, then we're good. However, if it doesn't, that means we can instantly return false. Okay, and now at the end of the algorithm, what we want to do is return if the stack is empty. If the stack is empty at the end of the algorithm, then we know we've closed every single open bracket and therefore we're done. If it's not empty, that means there are some open brackets that haven't been closed. So what we do is we return if the length of the stack is equal to 0. There's actually one other edge case we need to worry about, and that's if there's an input like this one where it's just a bunch of closed brackets. It'll get to this else condition here and then pop of an empty stack. And in that case, we just return false immediately. So all we have to do is do something similar to the end. The length of the stack is 0. We just return false immediately. And that's all there is to it. For this problem, it's really important to know your data structures. If you see something like this and you can instantly recognize that, oh, I need to use a first in, last out data structure, you're set. And just know that that's called a stack. The main idea of a stack is you push things onto it and pop things off of it. And that's it. Let me know down in the comments if there's any problem you'd like to see next. and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. See you next time.